The Pixel 8 Pro is one slick-looking phone with its glass and metal body, and it even comes with an IP68 rating for protection against dust and splashes. Handy for those little accidents. But the real star of the show here is the 6.7-inch OLED screen. Google calls it a Super Actua display, and it's as bright as a sunny day, going up to 2400 nits. This means you can comfortably read your screen outdoors, and the screen can switch up its refresh rate from a battery-saving 1 Hz to a smooth 120 Hz for slick scrolling and gaming. Now, let's talk about the camera. Google's Pixel phones have always had a knack for photography, and the Pixel 8 Pro keeps that tradition alive. It's got a trio of cameras on the back: a 50-megapixel main camera, a 48-megapixel telephoto with 5x optical zoom, and a 48-megapixel ultra-wide with autofocus. The colors are spot on, and the way it captures skin tones is seriously impressive. Night mode is a champ, delivering good shots with great colors and detail. Even the secondary cameras don't disappoint, and video recording has seen some welcome improvements. Under the hood, you'll find the Tensor G3 chip. It's like the engine of the phone, and it's not just about raw power. With 12 gigabytes of RAM and up to 1 terabyte of storage, you've got the muscle and space you need for multitasking and storing all your stuff. But what really sets it apart is its advanced AI capabilities, enhancing everything from photography to voice recognition and overall device optimization, making the Pixel 8 Pro an exceptional all-around performer. There's also a cool built-in temperature sensor. Open the thermometer app, point your phone at something, and it'll tell you the temperature. One of the most exciting things about the Pixel 8 Pro is that Google promises to keep it updated for 7 years. That's not just security updates, but full-blown system updates and those cool Pixel feature drops. The Pixel 8 Pro is backed by a beefy 5050 mAh battery. It'll keep your phone juiced up all day, even if you're a heavy user. The iPhone 14 Pro Max is one of Apple's top-notch phones. It has a shiny metal frame and a smooth glass back and front. The front glass is super strong and can handle some drops. The phone has speaker and mic grills on the bottom, and the lightning port that won't go away. The design is very Apple-like and cool. It can handle dust and water too. The iPhone 14 Pro Max has a big 6.7-inch screen with 120 Hz that looks amazing. It's an OLED screen with a super sharp resolution, and it shows colors really well. The other thing is how bright the screen can get. It can go up to 1000 nits normally, but if you're outside in the sun, it can crank up to 2000 nits. That means you can see everything clearly even on the brightest days. Everything feels bigger and better on the iPhone 14 Pro Max. Playing games, checking Twitter, watching YouTube, browsing the web, you name it. One thing I really dig is the dynamic island. It's a black bar at the top of the screen that replaces the old notch. It sounds silly, but it's actually super cool and makes me wonder what else Apple can do with it. The iPhone 14 Pro Max is a great performer, as you would expect from an iPhone. It has the new A16 Bionic chip, which is faster and more efficient than the previous models. The A16 chip can handle any app or game you want to use, and it also has 6 GB of RAM for smooth multitasking. Apple's cameras have been awesome for a while, and the iPhone 14 Pro Max makes them even better. Apple finally upgraded to a 48-megapixel main camera with a big aperture and sensor shift stabilization. That means you can use it as a 2x zoom lens too. There is also a 12-megapixel telephoto camera for 3x zoom and a 12-megapixel ultra-wide camera. The selfie camera is also 12 megapixel, and it can autofocus for the first time on an iPhone. And that's not all. The iPhone 14 Pro Max has a new photonic engine that makes the colors and textures look amazing in low light. The main camera takes stunning photos in any light. The colors are vibrant, the details are sharp, and the blur is natural. The ultra-wide camera is also awesome. It lets you capture more of the scene without losing quality. It doesn't make things look distorted at the edges, which is nice. And the best part is the macro mode. It automatically turns on when you get close to something. The 12-megapixel telephoto camera has been a pleasant surprise. It may not seem as impressive as the 30x and 100x zoom on a Galaxy S22 Ultra, but it works very well. It lets you zoom in 3x and capture your subject with great detail and color. This device has a 4,323 milliampere battery. The iPhone 14 Pro Max is a great choice for anyone who loves a big screen. The cameras are amazing, especially for video. You can capture smooth action shots and cinematic effects with ease. The battery life is also impressive, lasting longer than most phones.